Speaking of Donald Trump, the White House is reportedly considering inviting Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy to Trump's face-to-face meeting with Russia's Vladimir Putin this Friday in hopes of bringing an end to the war.
Madeleine Rivera joins us live from Washington with the latest. Good morning, Maddie.
Good morning. Senior U.S. officials tell NBC News they are talking about the possibility of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy coming to Alaska, where this meeting between the president and Putin is being held. No visit, though, has been finalized, so it's unclear if Zelenskyy is actually attending or whether he and Putin will even be in the same room if he does attend. A White House official says the president remains open to a trilateral summit with both leaders. Right now, the White House is planning the bilateral meeting requested by President Putin. Zelenskyy maintained on Saturday that there will be no peace agreement without Ukraine's input. He also says Ukraine won't be ceding land to Russia, a notable position given that Russia reportedly wants to keep large portions of Ukrainian land as part of a truce. Zelenskyy says on X, "I have not heard any partners express doubts about America's ability to ensure that the war ends. The President of the United States has the levers and the determination. What is needed now is not a pause in the killings, but a real lasting peace, not a ceasefire sometime in the future in months, but immediately. President Trump told me so, and I fully support it." Meantime, Vice President J.D. Vance is holding diplomatic talks in the U.K. as well. A U.S. official tells Axios Vance's conversation with British, Ukrainian reps and European allies over the weekend made significant progress towards the goal of ending the war. Ukrainian and European officials had reportedly told Vance an immediate ceasefire should be the first step and that they should not have to give up land in exchange for a ceasefire. Once there is a ceasefire, then Ukraine will be ready to negotiate an end to the war. Charlie, Rachel, and Griff.
All right. Thank you, Maddie.
Thanks, Maddie.
Thanks, Maddie. So that's such an interesting report that she gave, and Zelenskyy's reaction is particularly fascinating to me. So here's this guy who is basically, I mean, think of him like, it's like he's a child. We bankroll him. And he's coming in making all these demands, saying they're not going to do this. And that doesn't sound like he's really going to be an asset in this peace negotiation. But I just think it's interesting, the hubris of somebody who's completely financially dependent on the United States going in there and saying they're not going to do this and they're not going to do that. Well, a negotiation means you're going to have to give up a little bit, guy.
Yeah, well, certainly Ukraine shouldn't have to give up anything. But that's not the political reality.
That's not reality.
And Donald Trump is concerned with the political reality of the situation, and he wants the killing to stop. He wants every week thousands of people to stop dying.
Why doesn't Zelenskyy want that? Because they're his young people that are dying too.
Well, it's interesting. If you look at polling in the country, it has completely flipped because as the war goes on, where the most people in Ukraine said, let's fight to the end no matter what. That's flipped. They are now willing to make concessions.
Because their sons are dying.
Yeah,
right.
It's actually a great point. I was reading The Wires this morning, and it was quoting some of those Ukrainians that said, look, we don't want to cede any territory, but at the same time, enough. I have a husband, I have a father, I have family members and friends that are dying and fighting, and so we'll see where that goes. But clearly, Zelensky's making the point, like, he's not going to give up land. He sees to the, as he calls it, the occupiers.
Also, I think that's probably an opening salvo.
Well, but I'll just say this. I mean, it's so bad. I mean, they're grabbing people off the streets to conscript them into this war. I even saw footage of a Down syndrome Ukrainian man, like in his 40s, in a foxhole. You know, I mean, this is bad, and he should want an end to this. And let's hope that something good happens.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.